Welcome back to The Merge, the wrestling guide for Jiu Jitsu, powered by Fuji Sports. Last week, Gianni Grippo showed us a few options from his Kimura trap. Today, I'm going to show you a back take I like to use when my opponent has me in a single leg and I lock up the Kimura. This back take is something I started using in college wrestling. Obviously, you can't hit a Kimura in college wrestling, so I started using the Kimura grip into a back take. Transitioned really well into Jiu Jitsu. So I'm going to move the head to the outside and lock up this Kimura. Now, sometimes when you lock up this Kimura, the arms might be disconnected already, but a lot of times they are connected. But if you're able to separate the hands, this is where this back take is going to happen, all right? Only if the hands are separated. Now, when the hands separate from here, it's pretty easy, I'd say, to torque this Kimura up, right? Because you have this L shape in their arm. A lot of times what opponents do is when you disconnect this, if they can't reclasp their hands, they'll straighten their arm really hard. So now I kind of lose that torque and that L shape to bring it over their back to finish the Kimura. What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this over my head and throw it by, okay? When I do that, I'm going to loosen this grip so the arm can roll inside my hand. Very similar to when you're in a side control and you're kind of flip-flopping between the Kimura and the straight arm lock. I'm going to loosen the grip, let the arm roll over, and throw it by for the back take, okay? Now once we're here, I got to really pull this arm by the tricep. So it's going over the head, rolling in my hand, pull it by. All right, once we're here, I can lock up the seatbelt grip, my left leg can kick out the far leg, and we'll continue down to the ground, take the back, get our 4 points. So another option to hit this is when we hit the mat and we have this Kimura grip as well. And this can be either be from a scramble, or maybe I lose my balance in a single leg, or he might even wrestle up from bottom and we end up in this position, okay? So I can hit my butt, he still has his single leg, and I wind up disconnecting this hand from here, right? So now his hands are no longer clasped. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. If the arm is straight, right, and I can't just rip it over his back for a Kimura here, I'm going to straighten the arm, throw it over my head, let the wrist rotate inside my hand. Here. All right, once I'm here, look at the position I'm in. I need to immediately get tight to his shoulder and get height. So once I pass it over, I'm using my leg, I'm getting up on this knee. When I get up on this knee, it gives me a nice platform to get good posture, so I'm able to roll my back over, lock up the seatbelt grip, pour that weight into the left shoulder, and start taking the back. So another reaction your opponent will have from here, as I break this grip, he straightens the arm, and I'm able to pass this over my head. They're gonna start rolling away from you, so you can't take the back that easy. When your opponent does that, so let's say I roll the arm over, here they start rolling away, my right foot's gonna step hard in the mat to stop that momentum and that motion. My chest is squishing his weight down into the mat, and most importantly, my chest and my head, right, even my neck, are staying tight to his shoulder here, so he doesn't kind of slip out this elbow. I'm beating the shoulder line, I'm beating the elbow line. So now he's stuck on his side. From here, if I can reach with this arm and grab the wrist, that's ideal. I can work on taking the back from there. If not, worst case scenario, no worries. I can lock up the seatbelt grip from here, and it's gonna take a big slide. So my right knee is sliding all the way up, shoulders, traps, back of the head, to get the proper angle to take the back. So look, sliding. From here, I'm gonna lean back, insert that second hook, and now we have our 4 points. So a good example to use this Kimura back take rather than the Kimura trap is, let's say you're competing, you're down by 2 or 3 points, there's 20 seconds left or so. If you bring your opponent over, right, you do that backwards roll and you bring them over for that Kimura trap, sometimes they latch onto that leg and you're trying to kick and free that leg out for a long time. That quickly dwindles down the time on the clock. This back take from here, the harder they squeeze and latch onto that leg, it really makes your job easier, and it's a lot quicker to take the back.